What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and it's Pxxxnda here, and I'm here with a Fire King deck profile for you guys. I know before on my channel I had tested some Fire King Rescue Ace deck list, and you know, that was all fun and games, but we ain't there no more. We starting to try to test for the Phantom Nightmare, so I gotta make sure I know my Rescue Ace cards. Actually, I know those. I gotta make sure I know my Fire King cards, and by doing that, gotta play it. So this past weekend I did play Fire Kings for simple spoil Fire Kings, I guess I should say, for my local tournament, and I didn't do the greatest, but I do know the deck list is actually really built well. Had a lot of fun with it, and I think with very technical play, and for somebody who knows how to play strategically, I want to say this deck is easily a top contender. At least this build is. And if you guys want to check it out, just keep watching. Before we get into it, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. If you guys got any questions, ask down below, and I can bring you some more Fire King content going forward as well. I'll be posting some local VODs on it too, so we'll see how it goes. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so we got this Fire King deck profile for you today. I do got a side deck as well, you know, I can show that afterwards, but just to get straight into it, kind of give you guys all the spoils. So let's get straight into it. I'll get into the Fire King engine first. So we do got the 3 Ponics, 2 Garunics, and yes, these are Euro print. You know, I'm a huge fan of Euro print, in case you guys didn't already know. The 3 Kieran, and I feel like this is pretty standard at this point. I think everybody knows who plays Fire King, so you should know how to play the how many ratios on your Fire King engine. I think this is different, the 2 Arvata. I know some people are playing 1 Arvatas and some people are playing 3. I decided to go middle ground, play 2. I did come out in a couple of matches. I want to say the Arvata play, I had it on the field, and the Arvata play to be able to send this to the grave with the Garunics and be able to special, and then even to have that end phase pop. Like, it's very key, and at least from so far from what I have been playing with, I think it's really neat. Let's continue on with the monsters. So I got the 1 Barone. I think that's pretty standard for everybody. I don't think that's wrong. I don't think that's incorrect. As far as the rest of the Fire King engine, you got the 2 Fire King Island, which is pretty standard, and 3 Sanctuaries. I think that's pretty standard as well. Some people do play 2 of the Sanctuaries. I played 3 just in case. I wanted to make sure I was able to resolve it. I did find myself drawing 2 in one of these most of the time, and it felt so hard. I'm not gonna lie, it felt tough. You guys will probably see my matches later. I felt bad, trust me. It just wasn't the greatest. And I did play the 1 Fire King Skyburn. This broken. I don't know, I love it. The fact that you can trigger all your stuff too and be able to pop other stuff, and it's great, dude. Fire King Skyburn is like a must. The 1 card I did miss, I'm not gonna lie, is Fire King Circle, or Circle of the Fire Kings. That card, I know I played it in my Rescue Ace build with the Fire Kings, and it was really cool. One thing, I did find a couple scenarios where I was like, dang, I wish I had this in my deck, you know, that way I can Ponic search it, search the Circle of the Fire Kings, Circle of the Fire Kings, activate pop, special the Arvata from Grave, or special the Kieran or the Garunics, you know, it was just, I don't know, there were so many moments where I really wanted to, and there was moments where I can OTK with it as well. But it wasn't in this build, and it might be in my future build, so we'll see how it goes. But it does have an OTK line. I do not know that line fully, but I do know it's a lot of damage, so I'm pretty sure it's OTK either way if you have Circle of the Fire Kings. I did play Simple Spoils, so we got the 2 Diabell Stars. Not much to say about that, other than I'm used to playing 3 in Rescue Ace, but this deck, I wanted to keep it at 40, so I did play 2. As well as the 3 Wanted, that's pretty standard, and the 1 Original. Again, that's pretty standard. I do not see a difference in what's being played in this engine, other than the fact that I was playing Snake Eye Ash and Flameburge. These cards are broken, and I mean, they're obviously going to be way more broken when Phantom Nightmare comes out. I resolved this card probably once, twice, maybe 3 times a match, depending on how many games we get into. If we get into game 2 or 3, honestly, each game I always resolve this. This card is broken, and then if you're able to resolve the Flameburge and get it going, I know in one of my matches I misplayed and I wasn't able to resolve the Flameburge. I accidentally linked it off, or not linked it off. I accidentally popped it, not knowing I didn't have 2 level 1s in my graveyard, which was foul. But oh well. Yeah, so I don't, not much to say about this. I did get suggested to play Oak or Birch, but I just don't feel like that is going to be necessary currently in after Maze of Millennia, or, you know, post Maze of Millennia. I will feel like it does get necessary when it comes to post Phantom Nightmare. Oak is like a broken card. Birch is pretty cool too as an extender, but at this point right now, I don't think it's necessary. Obviously, the more I play this deck, we'll see how it goes. That's it for the Snake Eye engine, or the simple engine. Getting into the rest of the deck, I do have hand traps, obviously. I played the 3 Ash. Hand traps is like a must this format, and if you guys don't know that already, it's just guaranteed. I did also play the 3 Ghost Spell. I played 3 Droll. I chose to prioritize Droll more than like Nibiru and Effect Veiler. I just felt like it was more precise. Like, it hit every deck. It was very like turn ending. And especially with this deck, like if you can end your turn and they only have a couple cards and you just start popping all their stuff, it's game over, bro. This deck is cool. As far as like the other hand traps go, I did play the 3 Imperms. I think that's pretty standard at this point, especially like it not being able to like turn on their tactics or their thrust. Obviously these turn theirs on, but you know, if you can just resolve an Imperm and end your turn, like that's also gas. And then be able to use the Fire King Island, pop the Ash, and then like continue your turn if you don't have any Fire King stuff. But yeah, dude, it's this deck. Obviously, you're gonna find niche plays and niche ways to be able to like continue on. But yeah, that's it for the hand traps. I did play, so that was 12 hand traps, and then for the last 3 cards in my deck are the 2 tactics and 1 Combat Engraver. Like I said, I wanted to keep this card at this deck at 40 cards, and I did. Absolutely, you know, obviously the 2 tactics. I wish I was playing 3, but like I said, I had to cut the deal about started 2 as well. And you know, Combat Engraver, I just felt like it was really mandatory in this format, especially when you're trying to resolve all your plays. Combat Engraver is sacked. Also, so I got 1 Dark, 1 Hida. I feel like that's pretty standard. 1 IP, 1 SP. SP, I feel like I wanted to play 2. I'm not gonna lie. But in this build, I just couldn't fit it, and you'll see why. So I did play the 1 Linkuriboh, 1 Almirage, the Sunlight Wolf, and the Heat Soul. So this package, I feel like is a must, you know, especially when you want to see your hand traps. I am playing, what, 12 hand traps and 2 tactics, so just want to be able to draw. You know, they hand trap me, I want to be able to tactics draw more, or look at their hand, or if they don't hand trap me and I'm be able to help resolve the Heat Soul, I want to be able to see the hand traps, that way I can hand trap them. Obviously that's just the format, and that's how it is. In Phantom Nightmare, it's gonna get worse. So I played the 1 Celine, the 1 Access Code, and my Apollosa. I think this is just still necessary, especially with your IP. And if you Flame Bridge, put the IP in the Spell and Trap Zone, IP special, and you can just keep continuing on with your combos. It's gas. I did also play Super Poly in the side deck, so I do have the Mud Dragon and the Garura. And as far as XYZs go, I do have my Garunix and my T-Fon. 1 particular card in my extra deck that I did miss, and I'm not gonna lie, I wish I was playing it a couple times, but was a Zeus. But to be honest, I think it only came up once out of like 5, 6 different matches, and I just don't think it's necessary to play when it comes to that point. I summoned this once and it stayed on the board, and at that point I was like, oh, I mean, I guess I can Zeus. But like I said, I still won that match. I just don't feel like Zeus was came up that much to be able for me to be able to play it and have it consistent in my extra deck. All these I've used most of them. I think I don't know. I used probably almost all of them the rest of the day. They all came up, so I think they're all necessary. You can play around with it, see how you go. Maybe Almirage can be cut, but completely up to you. My side deck, I was messing around a little bit, so this was obviously for the area I'm in, so I did play the 1 Kurikara. You know, being able to search it off of the Ash was actually crucial, and people just didn't play around it, so it was nice. I think I resolved it only once, but still, again, nice. I did play the 2 Pegatrops. It's gas. I don't know why I went to 2. It helps out. I also played additional hand traps. Played the 3 Effect Veilers. I think that's a must. Effect Veilers is just a really good card, especially stopping Snake Eye cards, or being able to stop like other decks, especially like Rescue Ace 2. Or the Mirror Match. Mirror Match works out too. It's cool. It's nothing crazy, but having the heat soul, be able to draw them, it's 100% a must. I did also play the 3 Fenrir. I did not main deck these. I know some people were asking me like why I didn't main deck them, and especially throughout the tournament, they're like, oh, I'm surprised you weren't main decking these. And I just felt like Fire Kings, you need to have the engine in your hand. You need to be able to see like the fire cards and start resolving and start getting your engine like looping, because as soon as you get it looped, it's kind of like the same concept as Labyrinth. Labyrinth is like as soon as you get your engine looped and snowballed, that's it, it's over. You know, and that's pretty much the same thing with Fire King. So that's why I didn't want to play extra cards. Like, yeah, this gives me an extra search and being able to send fodder for like Diabellstar, but like I said, I just didn't feel like main decking it. It did work out in the side deck. I only saw it once throughout the rest of the day, and that once it did get me the match, so it's cool. I played 3 Cosmic Cyclone. I think that's pretty standard. If it's not standard in your deck, then you're doing something wrong. But Cyclone is just like gas, especially against a mirror match. Yeah, it's like triggering so much stuff that you should be playing it, and I don't know why you aren't if you're not. Last cards, obviously you saw my extra deck, so I had last cards out of the Super Poly. Super Poly was gas, especially against a mirror match. Not being able to trigger their effects and just get your own Mud Dragon and save yourself for protection, or get Garua and get those extra cards. I think it's really gas. Like I said, got no really complaints on these. I think it's really neat side deck. I didn't really have any issues. Moving forward, I might want to get some Nibiru's in here, so I might take these out. I'm not even sure, honestly, yet. Like I said, I'm still figuring out this deck and all the technical play, so yeah, I'm gonna get better at it, and as I continue to play, obviously it's only gonna be improvement from here. So other than that, Pxxxnda here. Appreciate you guys staying to the end and watching the content, and you know, obviously with the Fire Kings, in with the Fire Kings, out with the Rescue Ace. I don't know, maybe Rescue Ace content is gonna still be coming forward, but Fire Kings is definitely gonna be there. So I appreciate you guys watching the content. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.